Hello, my name is Leslie Scase. I'm a member of the Crime Writers Association, and I'm the author of Fortuna's Deadly Shadow, which is a Victorian crime mystery. When I was asked which books have influenced your writing that you read early on in life, I was put in a bit of a quandary, because having started writing sort of reasonably recently, most of my influences have come from books I've read in the last 10 years or so. But I had to think, and I went back to my teens, in the 1970s, and I came up with what might be a bit of a surprising choice, and it's the Flashman novels of George MacDonald Fraser. And yes, that is an original from the 1970s. And the reason it seems perhaps a peculiar choice is that, of course, they aren't crime novels. The writing style is different, because George MacDonald Fraser writes in the first person and I write in the third. And the main thing, of course, is the central character, because Flashman is a cad, a bounder, a womanizer, and you wouldn't trust him any further than you could throw him. Thomas Chard, on the other hand, my central character, is a fairly decent human being who tries his best and occasionally gets things wrong. So what has the influence been? Well, firstly, going back in those times, in the 70s, a time when I had long hair and wore flares and platform shoes, I really wasn't interested in history. I saw no relevance to it, and then somebody suggested, "Oh, try this book." And my first Flashman novel I read, I suddenly found myself introduced to this world, this Victorian world, which had such interesting characters, and the whole society, particularly the senior side, was described with such vibrancy, that I really got interested, and it's almost there that I'd say my interest in history came from. So I think that's a starter. Secondly, if you look at the character himself, and whereas you'd think, well, there isn't a similarity, I've already mentioned that, in the books, the Flashman books, Flashman does very subtly alter. You get a slightly different perspective. And it's the same with Thomas Chard. In my first book, it's a fairly blank page, and then in the second, which is out next April, which is called Fatal Solution, you see a bit more of him, and he develops more. And then in the third, you learn all his secrets, and there's quite a few. So there's that, and also the fact that Flashman moves between the social classes fairly easily. He finds the upper classes into which he was brought up hypocritical, and he quite enjoys mixing, particularly with the less reputable people of the age. Chard, it also has the common touch, and he feels quite at home, whatever level of society that he's in, and he does mix with people that his superior officer would not be terribly happy about. So there's that. But if I had to pick the main thing that's come out of the Flashman books for me, it's the humour. They never get that grim, and I think it's the same with mine. There are some grisly murders, but at the end of the day, I really do try and put a lot of humour into the book. I think that's so important, because firstly, it reflects real life, because even the darkest of places you'll find humour. And secondly, because nowadays there's enough of grim reality around us, and we really need escapism. Noir surrounds us everywhere. So yeah, I really hope that if nothing else comes through from the Flashman books, I really hope that the influence of the humour, does come through. So I hope you agree. Please give it a go, and I hope you enjoy my books. Thank you.